Do you like a high-risk, high-reward playstyle? Then Katalina's your girl, as she has one of the highest bursts in the game, but she has an Achilles heel. I'll be going over all her skills, best combos, sigils, and teammates, so with that out the way, let's get into this, yeah? Katalina's Enchanted Lance is a lunge attack which serves as a gap closer. It'll do more damage if Ares is out. Heal restores all allies' HP from her hitbox. If an ally is far away, then they will miss the heal, but if you have Ares out, it'll increase the range to get them. Frozen Blade may be translated wrong, or I misinterpreted the tooltip. The attack has 2 charges and it's a ranged attack. The tooltip says both casts have to be used before it goes on cooldown, but after testing it out for the last 30 hours, I didn't see that. I usually use 1 charge, and by the time I use the second charge, the first charge is refilled. This skill does more hits if Ares is out. Light Wall grants Katalina invincibility for 10 seconds. This is incredibly overpowered, and I use it to ignore attacks, and your whole team can benefit from this if Ares is out. Sacred Wind is an AoE pulse of ice from her hitbox. Any enemy caught will be frozen, and if Ares is out, the range will increase. This skill surprisingly does no damage, but it keeps the enemy frozen in place so your other allies can beat them up. Now, who is this Ares I keep mentioning? Ares is a summon that Katalina can call forth once this gauge over here is filled thanks to her support skill, Blue Radiance. If we pull up her command list, we can see she has a lot of combo variants, with most of them filling the Ares gauge. All of these have their niche uses, but I'd focus on mastering these 2 combos. Combo D gives her half of her gauge when fully performed, while Combo A is the shortest, which lets her summon Ares the quickest when you're ready to burst. Like I said, the others have their use, and if you plan on being a Katalina main, then you'll eventually want to learn all of them and how to incorporate them. Here's a tip I wish someone told me when I was learning Katalina. Her Enchanted Lance and Frozen Blade allows her to do a combo finish right away. In doing so, you get 1/4 of Ares' gauge, and when you do a full combo D, they would be almost off cooldown, meaning not only did you do more damage, but you also got Ares quicker instead of just sitting on your skills that whole time. Now that we've gone over how to get our Ares gauge filled, what should you do? Doing a link attack, combo finisher, or using a skill unleashes Ares. Once Ares is out, you want to do an Ares Pack Strike. Now here's where most Katalina players will mess up. After the Pack Strike, they'll just let Ares go away and you have to fill the gauge all over again. But you're better than that because you're here. Instead of having to refill the gauge, you want to do an Enchanted Lance or Frozen Blade to keep Ares out longer. And you could do an Ares Pack Strike right after. How cool is that? I touched on link attack, so let's go over that real quick. Out of all the characters I learned so far, Katalina's the most unique when it comes to the link attack. If the Ares gauge isn't full, then it'll fill this gauge by 25%. Now if you have Ares out, you're able to do an Ares Pack Strike right away, so don't let this window slip. Like the other characters, Katalina could do an aerial combo, which actually lets her fill her Ares gauge, unlike some of the other characters' unique gimmick. This is nice when you have to do an aerial combo, or you're forced off the ground like the Rock Golem's Bloodthirst ad phase. Now at the start of the video, I said Katalina has an Achilles heel. Now I'm not sure if she's bugged or working as intended, but we'll assume it's a feature of Katalina since she does get super armor when Ares is out and you're on the ground attacking. Super armor lets her continue a combo even if she gets hit, unlike other characters who would stumble and you would have to start all over again. If you have Ares out and you dodge an attack, Ares goes away and you have to fill the gauge all over again. This was a painful lesson I had to learn the hard way, but I managed to find some workarounds and we'll cover that later in the video. But for now, let's go over Katalina's best combo. After you summon Ares, you want to do an Ares Pack Strike, followed by a Frozen Blade, which lets you do another Ares Pack Strike. We'll be referring to Ares Pack Strike as Ares Combo because I'll be saying that a lot. Once you're done, use Enchanted Lance into another Ares combo, and that last charge of Frozen Blade into another Ares combo. Now it may seem like the combo's over, but we're not done there. Use Sacred Winds as a filler to buy time for your cooldowns to come back up. Holding onto it for the full duration lets you get enough time for you to get that first charge of Frozen Blade back up into an Ares combo. Light Wall to buy some time into an Enchanted Lance, and one last Ares combo for Katalina's insane burst. If you could get a link attack or skybounds art anywhere you'd use an enchanted land or frozen blade to prolong the combo, then do so because it'll buy you time for your cooldowns to cycle back. Feel free to use Light Wall or Sacred Winds earlier if you need to for the specific fight. That was an insane combo, so let's go over her best sigils so she could pump out more damage. As you can see, Katalina lives and dies from her skills, so having quick cooldown is a must-have. Her insane combo string makes Combo Booster a no-brainer. Katalina's weapon comes with the critical hit rate, so doubling down on this allows you to see more critical hits. Now that we've gone over the best sigils, let's go back on that workaround on the Achilles heel. The solution I found comes from her teammates. Any teammate that has a crowd control can severely help out Katalina, as she doesn't have to worry about the enemy hitting her. This means Lancelot's Cloud Swinger, Gandagoza's Infernal Stomp, or Zeta's Wing Clipper. All of these CC allow the enemies to stay in place, so you could easily get off Ares' long combo string. To further ensure Katalina doesn't have to dodge, you can run Yodara, who has Hymn of the Hundreds, which grants us Mirror Image. This allows us to take a certain number of hits before you actually take damage, which helps her out immensely as you can see from the footage. Katalina also doesn't have any damage buffs, so anyone with an offensive buff can be valuable, like Zeta's Signo Drive. Hopefully this video helped you learn how to play Katalina, and if you have any unanswered questions, then ask down below. And if you enjoyed this guide, consider checking out my IO one right here. Until the next video, I'll see ya.